We want to continue our lecture by looking at a new topic, which is financing agribusinesses using the CBN's interventions. And these CBN's interventions are under four categories. We have the agricultural credit guarantee scheme, two, commercial agriculture credit scheme, three, micro, small and medium enterprises development fund, and four, Anor Borrowers Program. Let's take the first one, which is agricultural credit guarantee scheme. Well, this is a scheme that is anchored by Central Bank of Nigeria and is actually a program that guarantees loans that are given to farmers up to 75%. And the scheme covers both crop and livestock production, processing, and marketing. The amount of loan that can be taken by an individual without collateral is 50,000 naira, while the corporate organization can take as much as 50 million naira. The meat of this program is that for any loan that is taken, CBN will guarantee 75% of the risk in case the farmer is unable to repay the loan, while the bank will take 25% of the risk. And this funding is sourced from the contingent liability fund that was initiated with 3 billion naira but has now grown to over 6 billion naira. The second scheme that we want to look at is the commercial agriculture credit scheme. And this was established in 2009, and the program is going to end in 2025, except the tenure of the program is extended. The initial amount for this scheme was 200 billion naira that was raised by CBN through Debt Management Office and is intended for commercial agriculture. The interest rate is 9% and the repayment period is 7 years. The other aspect of this program is that state government and federal capital territory can also access the fund up to a tune of 1 billion naira each. And what government, the state government and the federal capital territory administrators are expected to do is to take this loan in bulk and then share it to farmers that have formed themselves into cooperatives. The next one is the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Fund. And this was launched on August 15, 2013. We received money of 220 billion naira. And this money is meant to make fund available directly for on-lending to participating financial institutions. And these PFIs include microfinance banks, the financial cooperatives, non-governmental organizations that have microfinance, that are microfinance in nature. We also have finance corporate companies. The other aspect, like the previous one, is that state government can also participate, subject to the fact that they are able to meet conditions such as having a special purpose vehicle for meeting up with those that will access the money, state government owned microfinance bank, and so on and so forth. The this scheme is especially advantageous to women because 60% of the available fund uh, was provided to finance services to women, these enterprises. The eligible enterprises for this purpose are agricultural value chain activities, any aspect of agriculture, either livestock or crop, services, talking about hotels, schools, laundry, so on and so forth. It's also available to artisans, those having cottage industries, those that are involved in trade and general commerce. Now, the money is released at 2% to the participating financial institutions with a spread of 7%, bringing the on-lending rate to a maximum of 9% per annum, including all the charges. In other words, the maximum limit of interest rate on this loan is 9%. The PFIs will take the loan at 2%, and then they can extend it to the farmers by adding additional 7% maximum, so that the interest rate that is paid by the farmer is not more than 9%. But there are procedure or guide uh, for us to for the farmers to access this fund. The, if we are talking about the micro enterprises, the loans that is given is less than 500,000 naira at any of the PFIs. For small and medium enterprises, the loans are between 500,000 and 50 million, and the PFIs are microfinance banks um, and others. We have Bank of Industry and Bank of Agriculture. What you then need to do is that you approach any of these PFIs where you already have a relationship. That means you have an account with them. You provide all the required documents, including collateral, for those who are in the category of small, medium enterprises loan. The PFIs will appraise the loan application. They will approve and forward the loan request of the entrepreneur to the Central Bank of Nigeria that will consider and then release the funds to the borrowers through the PFIs. And the PFI, the obligation must release the money within 5 working days to the entrepreneurs. And this money are disbursed and monitored so that the money is not diverted. The next one is the Anchor Borrowers Program. And the objective of the Anchor Borrowers Program is that it is a market system approach. In other words, the guarantee for the sale of the product is ensured from the beginning so that you do not produce and then you are now looking for those that will buy it. Number two is access to finance for smallholder farmers. Farmers will have access to capital to be able to fund their enterprises. Also, there is an opportunity for capacity building for both those who will be financing the agricultural enterprises and those smallholder farmers or extension workers. There is also the availability of technical assistance for smallholder farmers. The Anchor Borrowers Program also creates an ecosystem to link out growers, the farmers, to the millers, who are the anchors, those who will supply the inputs and also buy the final product. This objective also include the ramping up of domestic production to replace importation. This anchor borrowers program encourages massive local production of agricultural produce so that we reduce the importation of light. For example, we want to reduce the importation of chicken by encouraging large-scale production of poultry within the country. It also has the objective of increasing the operating capacity of domestic agro-allied companies so that we move on from depending on imported materials and then develop our own agro-allied companies. And lastly, the Anchor Borrowers Program seek to increase bank financing to the sector. Most of the banks are not willing to take risk because of the great risk involved in agricultural production. The Anchor Borrowers Program seek to increase the amount of money that is used in financing agricultural production in the country. But there are some unique selling points for Anchor Borrowers Program, and one major one is that Anchor Agro Support Program, in which case the anchor will adopt a smallholder farmer in groups on the coastal and then do capacity building for the farmers on the best practices so that the end products are acceptable both locally and internationally. Number two, there is the value chain training for banks. Training in agricultural value chain financing. There's also training funded by state governments and Anchor, so that the farmers and the lenders are operating from the position of strength, having knowledge of the basic requirements to ensure the success of the Anchor Borrowers Program and that both parties are satisfied at the end of the production process. The fourth one is risk mitigation actions. In other words, there are so many risks involved in agricultural production. For livestock, we can talk about diseases, we can talk about all those risks that may limit the production, shortage of feed, increase in prices of feed that may eventually hamper the production process. So one of the key selling points of the Anchor Borrowers Program is that it seeks to mitigate the risk, and there are actions that are put in place to be able to solve this problem. One is the project management team that is available to all stakeholders, availability of insurance, agro input suppliers chosen by the farmers. The farmer will choose the agro input suppliers, not the banks that will choose for the farmer. Then there is cross and individual guarantees in a group or in a cluster. Each farmer is a guarantor to the other farmer, so that everybody is now held responsible for the success or failure of the program. There is also individual or group off-taker agreement used as additional collateral for loans and registered on collateral registry. In other words, you cannot take outside this group or individuals who are part of this agreement. An agreement cannot change during the process. And lastly, there are rules and responsibilities of the farmers that are clearly spelled out. What the farmers need to do if you want to take loan using the Anchor Borrowers Program, you have to organize yourself into cooperatives, and those who are in your group, you must ensure that they are credible. So you ensure credibility of members, and then you also agree to cross guarantee each other and abide by the terms of the agreement. In other words, each member of the cluster or group is a guarantor of the loan to another member and must be fully ready and responsible for their farms and agree to work with extension agents, learn more about the production process, and ask questions where there is need to to do such. And the role of the farmer is also that he should sell all produce to anchor at agreed prices without side selling. You cannot say that, oh, maybe there's somebody that is willing to uh, buy off your produce at a higher price, agreed with the anchor. You cannot break the agreement. You have to sell at that price agreed with the anchor. So let us recap that the funding opportunities that comes as a form of intervention from CBN include the agricultural credit guarantee scheme. We have the commercial agriculture credit scheme. We have micro, small, and medium enterprises development fund. We have Anchor BR Program, all of which are available as a means of sourcing funds by farmers within the country. So remember that government is providing opportunities for you to be a commercial farmer.